Hello, Internet. My name is Leeroy, and I'm looking for answers to life's biggest mysteries. If you wait just a second, I'll tell you all about Mothman.
Dang it, Billy Bob.
Welcome back, Internet. I'm standing here outside the Mothman Museum in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. This here town is where, back in the 1960s, local folks were terrorized by a strange bird-like creature that ain't nobody got an explanation for. It all started in November of 1966 when some grave diggers were out working in a cemetery and saw a large man with wings gliding over their heads that took off through the trees. A few nights later, two young couples were driving down Route 62 when they saw a man with large wings standing in the middle of the road. They said he was 6 or 7 feet tall with a 10 to 12-foot wingspan, and he had these red glowing eyes. They couldn't see a head or arms, just the red glowing eyes. The figure disappeared and they were so frightened they got the heck out of there as fast as they could. Shoot, I wouldn't be hanging around either. But as they sped away, the figure reappeared in the rearview mirror and followed them down the road. They couldn't shake the thing, even though they were driving 100 miles per hour. Later on, they told the story to detectives who put them all in separate rooms. All their descriptions of what happened matched up. They even found scratch marks on the roof of the car. At least 8 more people reported seeing a similar creature in the days that followed. Over the year, more than 100 eyewitnesses reported encountering Mothman in the area. They all described the same thing. Hey, Billy Bob, put a picture up of what Mothman looks like. Whew, that ain't no joke. Shoot, I ain't messing with no Mothman. He looks like he means business. So what you got here is a winged, humanoid creature reported in West Virginia from November 1966 to December 1967. Witnesses says he was a large man, gray in color. Some thought he might even have feathers. Others, well, they said they didn't, but they all said he had these eyes that glowed red. This thing would chase motorists and frighten people. His appearances were also connected to strange lights, apparitions of men in black, and other UFO phenomena. They said he gets his name from Batman comics, but I don't know about that. I think Mothman probably just started out as a moth baby, then grew up to be Moth Boy, and eventually became Mothman. That's all there is to that. So-called experts on the internet, they say Mothman is just a big old owl with reflective eyes. I look at the internet and I say, shut up, stupid. You don't know nothing. Mothman ain't no owl. I did some research. The first sighting of Mothman was in the TNT area just outside of Point Pleasant. That was a top-secret government facility during World War II that made parts for the atomic bomb and other weapons. You know what happens in places like that. I don't know what it takes to turn a moth into a man or a man into a moth, but in the 1980s they discovered that ingredients for those bombs leaked out all over the place, and there was contamination in the water. Mothman is probably a mutant with superpowers. I don't know. In cryptozoology, you got creatures known as cryptids. It's kind of like animals, but different. Cryptids are like animals folks don't know about yet, like Bigfoot. I'm an expert on all that stuff. I don't think Mothman is one of those things. He's more like paranormal. Folks think Mothman might be a demon sent to terrorize folks on account of an old Native American curse. Legends talk about a Shawnee chief named Chief Cornstalk that fought in the Battle of Point Pleasant against the colonists back in the 1700s. With his last dying breath, Chief Cornstalk cursed the town for 200 years. Some say that's just a myth, but that kind of stuff, that's real. Then again, Mothman might not be an evil entity at all. Back in the day, a guy named John Keel, he wrote a book all about Mothman. He's the inspiration for that Richard Gere movie that came out in 2002. Anyway, he thinks Mothman might be a Garuda. That's from ancient Hindu mythology, where Garuda is the king of birds, half man, half bird. He's the vehicle for the god Vishnu, destroyer of all evil. Mr. Keel, he says sightings of creatures like Mothman have appeared in history all around the world. Of course, Mothman has also been linked to all kinds of UFO activity. Some of the original folks who reported sightings got strange phone calls and visits from men in black right after. People saw strange lights in the sky all around Point Pleasant. Could be that Mothman's an alien, but I don't think so. I think Mothman is an interdimensional traveler. Like, he comes from another dimension or something and shows up whenever something really bad's about to happen. Of course, some folks think he causes the tragedies. Others believe that he appears to warn folks of a disaster, like as an omen. If you see Mothman, tragedy is coming for sure your way. You better get the heck out of there. On December 15th, 1967, exactly 13 months after the first sighting of Mothman, the Silver Bridge across the Ohio River at Point Pleasant collapsed. 46 people died. Some even reported Mothman on the bridge in the days before. This earned Mothman the reputation of being a harbinger of death. Sightings just up and stopped after that. Around the world, other sightings continued though. In February 1976, 3 school teachers in Texas, they reported sightings of a big bird creature. Mothman was also said to have been seen before the Chernobyl disaster, and some even say Mothman showed up in the smoke from the 9/11 towers. Something bad must have happened in Chicago in the summer of 2017 because there were more than 20 reports of Mothman there. That's scary. All I know is whether Mothman's from another dimension or not, every time I go to the laundromat, I lose a sock. I don't know what happens to it, it just disappears. I put all my socks in and all but one comes out. Every dang time. It's like they go to another dimension or something. It can't be no coincidence. I was complaining to the lady who owns the place and I was like, look lady, your machine keeps disappearing my socks to another dimension. I had 2 socks and now I only got the one. Of course, it's kind of moth-eaten and worn out, so it ain't but half a sock, but that shouldn't matter. I had 2 socks, so I should have like 1 whole sock. So she says, you do have 1 sock. You holding it. So I said, what, are you stupid? This is half a sock. I just said that. She ain't getting it. There just ain't no fixing stupid. In any case, I figure there's some other dimension out there where all my socks go. Just a big pile of socks being eaten by Mothman. Alright folks, that's all I got to say about Mothman. You see Mothman out there and you get the heck out of there because tragedies are coming. And he's going to eat your socks. Hey, this is Leeroy. Hope you like my video. I got more coming for you soon, so don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And ring that bell for notifications. Let me know what you're thinking down in the comments. Holler at you later.